Okay, I want to put the eyelet in the nose and in the belly. So, one thing nice about this white wood is there's no grain, so nothing to worry about getting kicked off center when you're trying to center a bit or something like that. And it's soft enough where you can drill it really easy, but at the same time it's firm enough to hold my eyelets and hold up the fish. Now, of course, this thing is probably going to have to be weighted, and what I'll end up doing is probably just drilling a hole when I find this, you know, when I'm finding the center of gravity here. I'm just going to probably have to drill a hole and fill it from the side and then putty it over. Okay, to make my eyelets, I put a bent finish nail in my gun, wire bender. Then I just put them in there like that, and then I spin it after I, put this in the vise. So. Okay, I want to give you guys another little trade secret here that really help you with making fins and tails and things like that on lures where you want it to really look real. You want it to have some durability and flexibility. What I do is I use hot glue. Hot glue works great. Check this out. I've got this little device I made right here for making tails. Okay, it's basically just two pieces of metal, just cold rolled metal. It's probably a 1/16 of an inch thick metal. And I took my Dremel tool with the grinding wheel and I just cut some lines on it, just ground some lines on it, sanded on it. Got it fairly smooth or whatever. And then I use some of that, packing tape that has the nylon to make kind of like a hinge out of it. And then I just take hot glue and I'll just put it on one side. Well, now first you want to take a little Vaseline and you want to grease it up. Very thin layer. You don't need much. Not much at all. Very thin layer. Did I say that? Did I say very thin? All right. Put your blob out there, depending on how big of a tail you want. Take this bad boy, smash him down. If you want it thick, you leave it loose. If you want it thin, you push real hard and you let that bad boy cool. As soon as it cools, you pull it apart and cut to the shape that you want. Don't take long. I've got a piece of plastic that's flexible and strong that can be painted. It holds paint real well. It can be glued into a slot that you have by just using hot glue. But now I can just take and say, okay, I want that shape, and I want those rays on that tail. So I just take and draw that on there. I just come across here like so. Here, here. Take the scissors, cut that bad boy there. Cut him right through there, and then right through there. So I'll end up with a nice little textured, flexible, realistic looking tail. Isn't that cool? Okay, Well, the glue I used had a reaction with that plastic that I made the fins out of. There's one of them. There's the other one. They just, you know, you start to push on them, they crack. I think it was a reaction. I used UV glue. And so I took the time to cut all that back out and redo it. And I didn't do it on camera. Sorry. But what I did this time was what I did with the tail that I showed you. I just simply took a couple pieces of metal and put a little Vaseline on them, real thin coat. Squirted some hot glue in there, squished it down, and made a soft plastic, you know, hot glue film or whatever. And then I cut my fins out of that. Now, as you can tell, I got dirt all over the lure now, but really doesn't matter. But I got them remade, and now you can just see I can just bend them completely over, and they go right back. Bend the tail completely over, and it goes right back. So this is a lot better anyway. The other stuff was just too brittle. This might even kind of give me a little better action. Who knows? But anyway, here we are. We're still we still need to put eyeballs in, and that to me, I'm going to do something different I've never done before. Now, if you noticed on this rascal, let me hold that picture up. Look at that eyeball. He's got there's a gold part of his eye, but then there's this like dark blue ball that kind of bulges out of that bony head. And it's looking down. So he's like almost like a bottom feeder. It looks like his eyes are made to look down. And even behind himself a little bit, maybe to keep predators from sneaking up on him. So what I want to do is I want to take and I want to create a hole, not a hole, but a divot into the lure about the diameter of that whole dark blue part of the eye. So I'm going to take a dowel rod and I'm going to kind of round it off and create like, well, like a half of a ball, and then cut it. So I've got two, you know, bulging, and this looks like 3/8, maybe 5/16. I have to measure this. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create two bulging eyes, and then I'll glue those in, and then I'll take a Dremel tool and cut a little groove and put a commercial eye in there. You know, that's a real pretty gold and black eye, and I've got some real pretty gold and black eyes. You can get these online, but that'll match real well. So I think that's what we're gonna try to do. So it's time to round off a dowel rod. Okay, I like it in the sense that it sticks out nice. I mean, when you look at this rascal here, you can see that top part is sticking out. That's all bulging out. I mean, that's some serious bulgery. And that's what I'm going for. And you know what? I think, and this is just, you know, this is just me figuring again. I do a lot of that. It's not always, doesn't always pan out. But anyway, when I was a kid, and this is really, this is cruel, but you know, I would take and fish with pieces of fish. I'd cut their heads off. I'd pop their eyeballs out, put the eyeball on a hook, and you know, that was the best bait. As a kid, I mean, it's like fish, like, oh my gosh, they like eat eyeballs like we eat bonbons or something, or maybe I don't know, filet mignon nuggets. filet mignon nuggets. So anyway, we want a bulgy eye. We got one. Now I have to I have to really create a little bit of a socket on that outer wood part in order to put the commercial eye in, you know, the gold and black to match. So I got a little bit of work to do on that yet, and I'll probably go ahead and glue these in, and then I'll have the whole lure holding it, and I'll just work my way into it. I think that's probably the best bet. What do you think? Okay, you agree? All right, let's do it. We got the eyeballs glued in, and they're bulgy. Alright. Okay, here I am in the kitchen getting ready to do a water test, a sink test. I need to get the weight right, a weight test. I'm going to do a test and make sure that I've got the right weight in the right place to get this lure to swim right. So you can see when I, let me flip this around here. You see when I put it in the water, it just floats on its side. So we've added a hook. Everything's on it that'll be on it other than the paint and the clear coat. So we got to get that rascal to sit upright. All right, now I've already done a little research. I've got the weight on there. I just put it on the hook. Normally I'd put it on a rubber band and I can slide it up and down the body. I just hang the weight off of a rubber band with a little bread tie wire. If you want to see how I weight my baits, you can go to how to weight a swim bait, and I'll show you what I do. But anyway, it just so happens that if I put that weight on, this thing sits in the water just right. And I have to ask myself, okay, where is that weight? So when you look at this thing hanging there, it's directly underneath the hook hanger. So I can't really drill a hole where the hook hanger is. So I take that weight that is already almost cut in half, it's a clamshell weight, and I cut it in half, and then I can add a weight to either side of the eyelet. Alright, let's go do that. Those all filled in now. We've got him all finished up here. Let's see here. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And our tangs usually nose down a little bit, aren't they? Yeah. Okay, so we're ready to go to the paint room with this rascal. And remember, this is the color scheme we're looking for. You want to stick out, if you want to stick out like a sore tang, just sword tang. He's going to be a sword tang. And it ain't no big tang. It's a little tang. Off to the paint room. I got in such a hurry. I forgot. We got to have some kind of lip on this thing. We got to have a bill so it'll wiggle. Well, I guess I could have weighted it more and made it a jerk bait, but anyway, I'm going to make it a crankbait, a shallow diving crankbait, so I need some kind of lip on there. Okay, we got the little Tangster all ready to paint up. Got a little bit of, just a little bit of light sander to do, and it's ready to paint. So let's get it painted. We're going to paint the tank. Wait a minute. Maybe if John Wayne was here, he'd say, Don't fret, little lady. I'll paint that lure. That was terrible. Let's give that another shot. Don't fret, little lady. Soon as I tie trigger up to the hitching post, I'll paint that lure. Well, we got the bases painted. The only thing left, the only thing left are those lines. Now, I've tried freehanded on there already, and I had to wipe it off and start over. I'm just going to pencil in those lines and then take a fine brush and just paint them in. So, then we'll add the eyeballs, put the hook or clear coat, and then give her a test or clear coat it and put the hook on and stick her in the bathtub, give her a little bath, give the Tangster a little bath, see how she swims. I think the little Tangster is ready to clear coat. Okay, I'm going to clear coat. Oh, and we're supposed to see those. It's a batch, a fresh batch, getting ready to go out of wake baits. I got little little Tangster all done. She's ready for her bathtub test. Huh? Alright. Sits in the water nice. There she goes. Now, it's a nice, pretty good size wiggle. I think I could actually take a little bit off that bill, but I'm guessing that right there would catch some fish. And you know, I may have to tune that a little bit. It's so hard to tell in a bathtub, but I'm thinking that would just get eaten. Slow roll that bad boy in there. Yeah. Bam! All right, the Tangster was a success. I can't wait to get out and give that thing a good go this spring. Till next time, keep your Tangster close.